that one?
That's Ursa Major.
And how about that big bright one?
Is it Earth?
Very good.
Did you ever see a whale?
No,
How about an elephant?
Earth isn't what it once was.
Is that why you left?
We left because we wanted something more. We're very lucky to have this place.
Okay, you step right here. Do you see anything? Remy!
You have Remy!
Yes!
You lock the door behind me.
Dad! Dad!
Wyatt, good morning from Las Vegas. How are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for talking about your film Settlers with me. And is it safe to call this a space western?
Absolutely. I mean, I think of it first and foremost as a Western. It is about people struggling to survive on the lawless fringes. And I would say too, it is an immigrant story. You know, it's people who fled Earth to find a better life. And I think Westerns are inherently immigrant stories. They are about people trying to build a life in a new and often hostile place.
And it's also a coming of age story too, because Remy's growing up in a Martian colony. So all different experiences for her.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, when we first meet her, she wants to explore, but it is very much dependent on her parents, and it really is a story of as those pillars fall away that she depends on. You know, she's got to look within to find her independence.
And casting Brooklyn Prince, she's such a talent. I mean, and she has the whole gambit of emotions in this. Tell me about casting her.
Well, so when we first had the script done and started setting out, we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could find someone like Brooklyn Prince? And we just never thought we could actually get her. And it was actually her attaching was what made the difference. That's what really made this real and started making others sit up and take notice.
And you even have a Wally character in the movie, Steve. Was that a mix of practical and special effects?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it is both a puppet and special effects, and that was one of the more fun parts of this movie, was working with both departments to really, first of all, figure out what he was going to look like. I really wanted his design to follow his function, and so we had to get really into the nitty gritty about exactly what he does and what his function is within the homestead. And then work out how we were going to hand it back and forth between the puppet, which is as many shots as we could, basically for cost reasons, and the VFX for the more elaborate movements.
And tell me about finding the Martian landscape, because it looks spot on. I understand it was like South Africa?
South Africa, and actually a quite remote part of South Africa, about 7 hours from Cape Town. But I'll tell you, it was worth the trip, not only for the landscape that you see, but to be able to actually immerse the actors in quite an isolated setting was, as they have noted, just very helpful for them to get into that mindset of being so isolated. I really think that isolation is the villain of the movie. It's the thing that forces to reckon with how far they're really willing to go to survive and to look after those they love. Sorry, I've lost you again, your audio.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear
All
you.
kinds of crazy things happen with Zoom today. Choosing your first feature film, I have to applaud you, because small cast, a small set, but choosing the sci-fi genre, that's a pretty complicated genre to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, it was conscious too. I sat down to write something that was basically one location, just a few actors. I remember being on set a few times, being just like, what was I thinking? Like, for my first feature, setting this on Mars, it just, because the bar is just so much higher, before people even accept the story, they've got to accept the world. And we really took it on faith through the edit, right up until the sound and the color and the VFX came in, that the world was going to show up. And it was only when those elements were in, like, for example, when you take the blue out of the sky and you turn it to dusky brown or whatever, you leave Earth and you go to Mars. And we really had to take it on faith right up until to the very end of post-production that the world was going to be there.
And as for a first-time feature, tell me about the first shot on the first day you did, and what was the last shot of the film you did?
The first day was a total mess. And that wasn't completely my fault, but I will take the responsibility for it. It just it was quite a moment, but we had to make up a lot of the time on the first day, and we did. And part of that is just you get more dialed as a crew as you go, and I got better. I absolutely got better and figured out what I was doing. And the last day, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you quite honestly, I hugged my wife, who was one of the producers, and cried. I think I even fell to my knees and just, thank you for for this experience. We got through it, and that was always, from the beginning, there was always a question whether this would happen, but it was an incredible experience that I hope to do again.
Well, Wyatt, congratulations! Great. It has such great imagery. That's what I love about this film. It just, some of your shots, a lot of Brooklyn's shots, she's looking through the door, she's always peeking in. I noticed a lot of the things you did. You have a great eye, and can't wait to see what you do next. So thank you for talking to me today.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate it.